It may surprise you, but we only need 3 foods to survive. That's it, just 3 foods. And I'm going to go through them, of course, and tell you what that is. But I want to warn you and tell you to stay through the video because I find other prepping channels don't tell you exactly what you need to know about this, or there's actually some information they don't understand. I'm a physician. I understand this. I love this kind of stuff, just studying it and understanding it, and of course, teaching it to you. So we're going to go through 3 foods. Stay to the end. The third one is absolutely essential. Your life depends on it. The first one, proteins. You have to have proteins. I know that's kind of like a type of food, but I'll go through the foods themselves specifically that gives you the proteins you need. But let me explain it first so you have an understanding of it, because that's the key. Proteins are the building blocks of your body. Everything that makes you are from proteins. Thank you, proteins. And proteins are made up of what are called amino acids. A whole bunch of little amino acids, put them together. It's kind of like Legos, you know what I'm saying? So here's an amino acid, here's another amino acid. You put them together, and when they join together, they can make structure for your body or make enzymes for functions of your body. And there's 21 different amino acids. Now, out of the 21 amino acids, 9 of them are essential. Now, essential, don't get confused by that term. You think, oh, you must have them. No, you must have all 21. Medically speaking, essential means you have to take it in by diet. You have to eat these specific amino acids to get them in your body. Because the other ones, if we have 21 of them that you can actually do, most of them you can actually, use through metabolic processes, convert. Let's say you have this amino acid, but you need a pink one. Most of the amino acids, you can take these purple ones, go through some enzymatic processes, and now you finally have a pink one and you're good to go. You can actually make most of the amino acids you need from the raw products you have in your body. But the 9 essential ones, that's not the case at all. The only way to get the 9 essential ones is you must take it in by food. And by far, and I mean it by far, the best way to bring in those 9 essential amino acids are meats. Meats are the number one, by the way, not the only one. I mean, rice and beans, by the way, together, both rice and beans have all the essential amino acids. That's great. But meats are packed full of these essential amino acids. And when I talk about meats, I think some of the best meats you can get is like salmon, for example. Fish, fantastic source of all the essential amino acids you'll ever need. You can literally eat a meaty diet like this and be a happy, happy person. Or, you can have some tuna. Obviously, tuna, you may have some mercury and stuff in there. But, if you have like some roast beef or, whatever your favorite meat is, will actually provide all those essential amino acids for you. Of course, animal sources are the best. I mean, they really have everything. Not everybody likes animal sources. Some people are vegetarian, some people are vegan, or maybe they can't eat certain meats, or maybe we're in a bad situation, crap hits the fan, there's no meat available. There is one plant source, by the way, that actually will produce all those essential amino acids for you, and that's potatoes. Thank you, Aldi. Went to Aldi and picked up some of these potatoes. These potatoes from the can are really not that bad, by the way. They're pretty good. But they have a lot of the carbs you may need for energy and stuff, but they have all the essential amino acids you need too. So proteins are the key. Make sure you get lots and lots and lots of canned food for proteins, because these canned food lasts forever, practically speaking, way past their expiration or best by date. No matter what people tell you, as long as the seam is intact, as long as the can's not ruptured or dented, as long as it's not rusted, etc., these will last indefinitely, which is great. Because, even though I love freeze-dried food, these are a fraction of the cost, and they're just as tasty and fresh as actually having the fresh meat. Okay, with that, number 2, you must have essential fats. You have to have fats. Again, essential means you have to take it in by diet. This alone is what people often overlook. They think, oh, I can just have all the meats and proteins I need, but fats, we don't have to worry about that. In fact, especially today, there's so much pushed with a low-fat diet, which I personally am completely against having a low-fat diet. Having a high-fat diet, essential fats, they're essential. You must have these lipids. And the best way to get these essential fats are meats. Canned meats is great. So there you are again, having all kinds of canned meats, or even that. Canned sardines, that's fantastic. Sardines, by the way, I've done it in a previous video, it's like the perfect food. I mean, besides having all the cool different flavors and everything in there, it has the highest essential proteins and fats that you can have per gram, and they're inexpensive. They store amazingly well. So sardines are the key, by the way. If you like sardines, prepper pantry food right here, my friend. Stockpile as much sardines as you possibly can. So essential proteins, essential fats, canned meats are your best bet. So what's the third category? Now, most people will tell you the third category of things you must have are carbs. Yes. No. This is not the third food, by the way. Carbohydrates. I mean, crap is the fan. You'll appreciate some carbs. I mean, like if you have the potatoes in the can, if you have rice and beans, they're great because they're also loaded with carbs, will give you the energy you need to be able to get out and do whatever you need to for crap is the fan. Take care of business per se. But how many carbs are essential? 0. There's not a single carb that is essential. In other words, you do not ever have to actually eat carbohydrates to survive. Never. Never. Remember I told you before that if you actually have 2 amino acids, here's this purple amino acid and here's this pink one, your body metabolically can convert this purple amino acid into a pink one. Obviously it's Legos, but it still works. Same thing with carbs. You can actually eat this can of potatoes, or you can eat this delicious can of salmon, and you eat the meats, you eat the fats, you eat the proteins. Well, guess what? Your body can metabolically take those proteins, take those fats, and convert them into carbohydrates. You can make all of the carbohydrates you'll ever need, and you literally can go your entire existence without ever eating a single carbohydrate ever again. And it's funny because I talk about this and people are like, oh, you're wrong. You have to have carbs. That's not true. Medically speaking, physiologically speaking, I am an expert in the field. You don't ever have to have carbs. I just want to stress that. Now, I'm not saying it's necessarily bad to have carbs. You know, our life depends on carbs in a lot of ways because it gives you a lot of energy. But, you know, if you're actually like on a keto diet or carnivore diet, paleo diet, etc., everybody on those, by the way, put in the comments below if you're on one of these diets and they work for you. Because these diets depend on you not eating carbs, or at least eating very little. I love keto, and I actually have more energy than I ever had on keto than when I'm actually eating carbohydrates. So food for thought, so to speak. So what is our last item? What's the last thing we have to have? Because we have to have proteins, we have to have fats. There's a third thing, it's not carbs. Well, I'm going to lump it together into what we call essential, there's that term again, essential vitamins, minerals, and salts. So you'll do this. You'll pick up a box of cereal, which is like garbage in a box, typically for kids. Here, kids, have some processed sugars for you for breakfast. And on there it says, oh, but it contains, 13 essential vitamins and minerals. That's the medical term again. It actually has in that laden sugared packet they're eating, they think it's delicious. It does have some vitamins and minerals because they're essential. You have to take them in by diet. So the cereal companies, to try to sell their sugar stuff, we'll add those vitamins and minerals to there to make it so it's actually part of your diet. They're essential. So when you have certain vitamins and minerals, trace elements, etc., what happens is if you have a process, which you do in your body that, for example, converts this amino acid to this amino acid, you'll often need some energy to do it. And also enzymes, and those enzymes depend on these vitamins and minerals and trace elements to convert it. And if you don't have those enzymes, you can't convert it. And so if you have some kind of malnutrition situation where you're basically bringing in garbage food, like good old American diet of eating like Doritos all day, you're not going to get your essential vitamins and minerals and trace elements and such, and you can't carry on the metabolic processes to make things work for you. So what do? I mean, obviously, eating whole foods, real foods is a key. But even like our produce sections right now at the grocery store are taking produce from fields that are farmed over and over again, and they've literally leached most of the vitamins and minerals out of the soil. So even though you actually have the most delicious fresh produce from your produce section of your grocery store, wherever you go, even if it's organic, more than likely it's going to be devoid of a lot of the vitamins and minerals that you actually still need. That's sad because, it used to be you grow stuff in your backyard and you're good to go, you to get all the essential stuff you need, but it's very difficult anymore. So what do? Even if you eat the produce, even if you eat canned produce, you're still going to have to take it in by supplement. So what I do is I take multivitamins. Now, this is the multivitamin specifically I do take, NutriBio. I take the Men's Multisport. Wow, this sucker packs a punch. It says, I think, 2 a day. That's what I usually take. Oh, it says take 4 a day. I usually take 2 a day, and it keeps me going. And I'm amazed. I'll go through a couple of days where I'm like, I don't feel like taking my pills today. And then I'll take them, and I'm like, yes, now I feel great because it's actually making all my metabolic processes start going again. Now, eventually, you'll pee out a lot of those, little vitamins, minerals, and stuff, and you have to replace them, and that's where these come in. Now, I'm not a sponsor, or NutriBio is not my sponsor. It's nothing like that at all. It's just something I use and absolutely believe in. If I remember, I'll put a link below in case you want to pick some of these up. But I think, I could be wrong, I think these even sell these at Walmart. I actually went to Walmart, you can see it here, in the clearance aisle. I came over and they actually had 1 pack of men's and 1 pack of women's for only $10. And you could see that it was $32. And that's what I usually spend, by the way, is $32 on these vitamins. But they work. In fact, what I do is I stockpile these vitamins along with my food. I have canned food, shelves of canned food, etc. I do have rice and beans, all those things too. And I literally have all the vitamins and supplements that I'm going to need for quite a while. When it comes to these, by the way, supplements will usually last at least 2 years past their best buyer expiration date, at least. And they don't become poisonous per se, but their efficacy will start decreasing after that. You also want to consider possibly getting some vitamin C. Now, there's ways you can get vitamin C if you like grow tomatoes, for example, or bell peppers, which are always excellent. Maybe you live in a tropical area and you have crap hits the fan living outside of Disney and you want to stop and get some oranges. That's great for vitamin C. And there's a lot of foods that do have vitamin C in there. But you might want to consider anything that you might need to actually take in a pill form as well. So here's some vitamin C pills for that. So it's important that we actually have those supplements going along with this, as well as salts too. Now, in our American diet, it's pretty easy to make sure you get enough salts. And you have to have salt to regulate your water electrolyte balance in your body. It literally makes it so you retain water, which is obviously essential. But there's 3 things you need. You can literally live your entire existence on the rest of your life without ever eating anything else, on nothing but canned meat, like canned fish, for example, and then having the supplements. Because obviously vitamin C, it's really funny how people are. They're like, oh, you have to have vitamin C because if not, you'll possibly get scurvy. And that's true, obviously true. But unless you actually have a whole bunch of multivitamins, there's all kinds of other deficiencies and problems that come into play with all the other ones. But for some reason, people know scurvy. Make sure you have your vitamin C or you got scurvy. What about all the other ones? So 2 real things that will get you by right here in my hands. My essential proteins, my essential lipids. Those come from meats, best place for it, and all of your vitamins and minerals that you need for this. This right here, literally, if I had nothing but these 2 in my prepper pantry, I mean, I may get tired of nothing but salmon. Probably not. I love salmon. And I have nothing but these vitamins. I could eat this every day, all day, the rest of my life, and actually be healthy as can be. There's only 3 foods you need: essential proteins, essential lipids, and your vitamins and minerals go along with it. All right, there you go, guys. I hope you're prepping the right stuff because it's key that you have these kind of things in there, because a lot of people say stockpile this food and this food and this food, hoping you're going to get all these essential vitamins and minerals, but more than likely you will not unless you actually supplement these 2. All right, I have other videos out there about different supplements I take. Really good stuff, keeps you nice and healthy, and that's what I strive for. As always, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time.